Hey FPV friends, welcome back. So I have failed the eye gouge challenge. I'm whooped out. Means that I've got all the letters. I've failed to do 4 of the challenges that have come up. I am going to go back and just get a revenge tour on all of the ones that I've missed. So the first trick, I'm going back to revisit 3 gate stack. Gate openings that are stacked vertically on top of each other with 26 inches. The actual trick I have to accomplish is, so if we have the 3 gates that we're gonna have to fly through, the first move is actually flying through the top gate, then reversing through the middle gate, and then you're gonna go in from the bottom gate and perform a power loop from the bottom to the top gate. First thing that I wanted to practice then, at some point I'm gonna have to do a backflip indoors. So I wanted to see if or at least the timing around what a backflip looks like indoors, especially with the limited space. I've just set myself up. I've actually set up the gate so we could see it, and then I'm practicing backflips and then like trying to catch myself, seeing how much throttle I have to put into it before I crash into the ground. Once I practice that, then the next part is I wanted to see how much throttle would I have to give for me to go from the bottom gate to the top gate. So I did a bunch of drills where just going in from the bottom and then flying backwards in the top. You can see here. Yeah, so I just repeated this like many times. It really helps because I have actually set up a mirror as well, so I could like, I guess, cheat and see. It's not gonna be the most cleanest, but I have all the pieces in place to at least put this together and get something going so that next year when I take on these challenges again, I know the general motions and then I can work on perfecting it. So this is an actual run where I put everything together here. Go through the top, backwards through the middle, bottom, and flip over. Not the cleanest power loop, but completed. And then crash at the end. Yay. So the second requirement or trick that you have to perform using the triple gate stack, you're going to go pass through the bottom, then reverse through the middle, and this time you're going to go back to the top. You're going to perform something called the Matty flip, where you're flipping yourself over, and then as you do, you're going to then fly through back the bottom. For practice, you'll break that down again. So for me, that would have been, I started actually with no gate here with the same restrictions in place between my floor and my ceiling. I wanted to see if I start practicing that forward flip, and then also at what point do I cut off like the forward rotation so that I could start flying backwards. There was a lot of tinkering around with rates at this point, I believe, where I would just, I find I would either over rotate or under rotate. Actually, more over rotation I found. So, but eventually I could start. You see here, I start seeing, oh yeah, okay, this is where I end up if I hold for this long, and that's when I can start flying backwards if I increase the throttle. I was ready for the real deal here. Fly under the bottom, backwards through the middle, and Matty flip through the bottom. That was cool. And then, yeah, I think I did it again here, but this is a failure. So you can see what happens with an over rotation, because I'm going to over rotate here. And see, when I over rotate, you can see it's not enough to, at least here, I actually leveled out. And yeah, at that point, I didn't put enough throttle to. I ground tapped there. But on this last run, I believe I was able to do it. Yeah, back to the middle, and just one more for good measure. Not as clean, but I was on the right rotation. I just didn't commit to it. and then slam dunk in through my lap. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll be putting other videos for the other challenges that I failed as well. Actually, we'll see if I'm able to complete them on my Meteor 65 Pro or even on the fly times as I improve my skills.